You will not believe me if I tell you that 5 months ago, I did not know how to speak English at all. My words would falter and I would stop in the middle while speaking, and would pray that no one would ask me questions. And today you are seeing me telling my story. How did I learn all this? This is what I have come to tell you. I know what it's like to feel stuck, to want to speak but feel like the words are locked inside. But I'm living proof that you can learn English, and you don't need years or expensive courses to do it. In just 5 months, I went from struggling to shining, and I'm going to show you exactly how. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the one smart strategy that changed everything for me. No fancy coaching, no endless grammar drills, no boring textbooks. Just a simple, practical, and honestly kind of fun approach that transformed the way I speak English, and it can do the same for you. I'm not a language expert. I'm not a teacher with a PhD. I'm just someone who was tired of feeling left out, tired of missing opportunities, and tired of staying silent when I had so much to say. If I can do this, trust me, you can too. Let's get real for a second. Have you ever felt embarrassed while speaking English? Like your accent was too thick, or your words weren't good enough? Maybe you've been in a conversation, smiling and nodding, but secretly translating every sentence in your head, hoping you don't mess up. Or maybe you've felt that nervous knot in your stomach when someone asks you a question, and you're scrambling to find the right words. I've been there. I know how it feels to want to express yourself but feel like you're trapped behind a language barrier. It's frustrating. It's isolating. And honestly, it can make you feel like you're not good enough. But here's the truth, you are good enough. You just need the right tools and a little bit of courage to break through. That's why I'm sharing my story today. Because if I can go from feeling invisible to speaking with confidence, you can too. And I'm going to walk you through the exact steps I took to make it happen. Let me take you back to where it all started. 5 months ago, I was sitting in a crowded room at a work event. Everyone around me was speaking English, fluently, effortlessly, like it was no big deal. They were laughing, sharing ideas, and connecting with each other. And me? I was just there. I smiled when they smiled. I nodded when they nodded. I even laughed when they laughed, hoping no one would notice I didn't fully understand the joke. But inside, I felt like I was fading away. I wanted to join in, to share my thoughts, to be part of the conversation. But every time I opened my mouth, the words wouldn't come. Or worse, they'd come out wrong, and I'd see that polite, awkward smile on people's faces. That night, I went home and stood in front of my bathroom mirror. I looked at myself and said, enough is enough. I was tired of feeling like an outsider. Tired of missing out on job opportunities because I couldn't express myself clearly. Tired of staying silent when I had so much to say. I was done letting fear and embarrassment hold me back. I made a promise to myself right then and there. I was going to learn English. I was going to speak fluently. And I was going to do it no matter what it took. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so you signed up for a fancy language course, right? Or bought a stack of grammar books. Nope. I tried that before, and let me tell you, it was a disaster. I'd spend hours memorizing verb tenses and vocabulary lists, only to freeze up the moment I had to actually speak. It was like my brain would hit the delete button the second I needed those words. I knew I needed a different approach. Something that didn't feel like a chore. Something that would stick with me, not just in a classroom, but in real life. And that's when I stumbled across a strategy that changed everything. The first lesson I learned was to stop treating English like a school subject and start treating it like an adventure. I decided to fall in love with English, not with grammar rules, but with the language itself. And the way I did that? I turned entertainment into my classroom. I started watching Netflix shows I already loved, like Friends and The Office. But here's the key: I watched them with English subtitles. I'd laugh at Chandler's sarcasm or Dwight's ridiculous plans, and I'd pause the show to repeat lines out loud. I'd mimic their tone, their emotions, even their facial expressions. It didn't feel like studying, it felt like hanging out with friends. For example, I'd repeat lines like, "Could I be more aware?" from Friends, exaggerating the way Chandler says it. Or I'd try saying, "Bears beats Battlestar Galactica," like Dwight, just to have fun with the rhythm of the words. Over time, I noticed I wasn't just memorizing phrases, I was feeling the language. Your brain learns faster when it's having fun. Think about it: when you're enjoying a show, you're not stressed about getting every word right. You're caught up in the story, the characters, the emotions. And that's when learning happens naturally. You start to associate English with joy, not pressure. Plus, shows like Friends or The Office use everyday conversational English, the kind you'll actually use in real life. You're not learning stiff, formal phrases from a textbook. You're learning how real people talk, joke, and connect. Here's what I want you to do: pick one English series you love. It could be a comedy, a drama, even an animated show, as long as it's in English. Start with one episode a day. Turn on English subtitles, and don't just watch passively. Pause the show, repeat a line out loud, and try to copy the tone and emotion. If you're shy, do it alone in your room. If you're feeling bold, act it out like you're in the scene. Trust me, this works like magic. In just a few weeks, you'll start noticing phrases and words popping into your head during conversations. And the best part? It doesn't feel like work. The second lesson was a total game changer for me: graded readers. If you've never heard of them, graded readers are books written specifically for language learners. They use simple English tailored to your level, so you can read without feeling overwhelmed. A friend recommended graded readers to me, and at first, I was skeptical. I thought, I'm an adult, am I really going to read books for beginners? But I decided to give it a shot. I started with a level 1 graded reader, something super simple like a retelling of The Little Prince. I'd read for 15 minutes a day, and let me tell you, it was like a light bulb went off. I wasn't struggling to understand every sentence. I wasn't reaching for a dictionary every 2 seconds. Instead, I was enjoying the story. And as I read, I started picking up new words, sentence structures, and even cultural nuances, all without trying too hard. After a month, I moved up to level 2, then level 3. My vocabulary was growing, my confidence was soaring, and I could feel my brain rewiring itself to think in English. Graded readers are designed for learners, so they meet you where you are. They use just the right amount of challenge, not too easy, not too hard. You're learning new words in context, which makes them stick better than flashcards. And because you're reading a story, your brain stays engaged. You're not just studying, you're experiencing the language. Plus, graded readers teach you how sentences are built. You start to notice patterns, like how verbs and prepositions work together, without needing a grammar lecture. It's learning by osmosis. Here's your action step: buy or download a graded reader at your current level. If you're a beginner, start with level 1. If you're intermediate, try level 3 or 4. You can find them online, often for free, or at a bookstore. Commit to reading 10 to 15 minutes a day. Don't stop to translate every word, just let the story carry you. If you don't understand something, keep going. Your brain will figure it out. This one habit will explode your vocabulary and make reading in English feel natural. Trust me, it's worth it. Lesson number 3 is all about training your mouth to speak like a native. Listen, shadow, and repeat. This technique, called shadowing, is one of the most powerful tools I discovered. I stumbled across shadowing while watching a YouTube video about language learning. The idea is simple. You listen to a short audio clip, like a podcast, a movie scene, or even a song, and you repeat what you hear immediately, trying to match the speaker's speed, tone, and accent. I started with 1-minute clips from podcasts like The Daily or short scenes from Harry Potter movies. I'd play the clip, repeat every word as fast as I could, and record myself to hear how I sounded. At first, it was awkward. I'd trip over words or miss half the sentence. But after a week, I could feel my tongue getting faster, my accent getting clearer, and my confidence growing. For example, I'd listen to a line like, "You're a wizard, Harry," and try to say it exactly like Hagrid, with the same gruff tone. It was fun, and it made me feel like I was acting in the movie. Shadowing is like a workout for your speaking muscles. It trains your brain to process English in real time, just like native speakers do. You're not just hearing the language, you're producing it, which builds muscle memory. Over time, your mouth learns to form sounds more naturally, and your accent improves without you even trying. It also helps with listening skills. When you shadow, you're forced to pay close attention to every word, which sharpens your ability to understand fast speech. It's a win-win. Here's how to start. Find a 1-minute audio clip in English. It could be a YouTube video, a podcast, or a movie scene. Play it, and repeat every word immediately after the speaker. Don't worry about getting it perfect, just keep up. Record yourself to track your progress, and do this for 5 to 10 minutes a day. If you're shy, start with something easy, like a kid's show. If you're advanced, try a news podcast. The key is consistency. In just a few weeks, you'll notice your speech getting smoother and your confidence soaring. Lesson 4 is all about building confidence through action. Talk every single day, even if you're just talking to yourself. This one habit changed the way I think in English. When I started this journey, I was terrified of speaking. Even practicing with friends felt intimidating. So I started small, really small. I'd walk around my room, narrating my day in English. I'd say things like, "I'm brushing my teeth. The toothpaste is minty. Now I'm making coffee. The coffee smells amazing." It felt silly at first, like I was talking to an imaginary friend. But after a few days, I noticed something incredible. My brain was starting to think in English. I wasn't translating from my native language anymore. The words were just there. Over time, I got braver. I talked to myself while cooking, describing every step. "I'm chopping onions. Ouch, my eyes are watering." It became a habit, and it made speaking feel natural, not forced. Speaking every day rewires your brain to think in English. When you narrate your life, you're practicing real, practical vocabulary, the kind you'll use in conversations. It also eliminates the fear of speaking, because there's no one to judge you. You're free to make mistakes, experiment, and play with the language. Plus, it builds confidence. The more you speak, even to yourself, the less intimidating it feels to talk to others. It's like warming up before a workout, you're preparing your brain for the real thing. Here's your challenge: pick one daily activity, like cooking, walking, or getting ready for bed, and narrate it in English. Speak out loud, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Describe what you're doing, how you're feeling, or what you see around you. If you're stuck, start simple: I'm sitting. The chair is blue. The room is quiet. Do this every day, and watch how your brain starts to think in English. It's a small step with massive results. The final lesson is the most important: focus on progress, not perfection. This mindset shift was the key to my transformation. About 2 months into my journey, I decided to take a big leap. I joined an online English speaking club on Zoom. I was nervous, my palms were sweaty, my heart was racing. In my first session, I made at least 100 mistakes. I mispronounced words, forgot grammar rules, and stumbled over sentences. But you know what? Nobody laughed. Nobody judged me. Instead, they encouraged me, corrected me gently, and cheered me on. I kept showing up, week after week. Each time, I got a little better. I'd say one clear sentence, then two, then a whole paragraph. By month 5, I was leading discussions and cracking jokes in English. I wasn't perfect, but I was progressing, and that was enough. Perfection is a trap. If you wait to be perfect before you speak, you'll never start. But when you focus on progress, every mistake becomes a stepping stone. Every conversation, even a messy one, makes you better. Consistency and courage beat talent every time. Plus, real fluency isn't about perfect grammar or a flawless accent. It's about communicating your ideas and connecting with people. Native speakers make mistakes too, they just don't let it stop them. Here's what I want you to do: find a way to speak with others, even if it's scary. Join a free online language exchange, like a WhatsApp or Telegram group, or sign up for a Zoom speaking club. Don't wait until you feel ready, you'll never feel ready. Just show up, make mistakes, and keep going. If you can't find a group, practice with a friend or even a language app with voice chat. The goal is to speak, mess up, learn, and repeat. Progress is your victory. Let's recap the 5 powerful lessons that took me from struggling to fluent in just 5 months. 1. Fall in love with English through shows and stories. Watch Netflix with subtitles, repeat lines, and have fun. Make entertainment your classroom. 2. Read graded readers suited to your level. Start with 10 to 15 minutes a day, and watch your vocabulary and confidence grow. 3. Shadow audio clips to mimic real speech. Listen, repeat, and record yourself to train your tongue and sharpen your listening. 4. Speak daily, to people or yourself. Narrate your life in English to think in the language and build confidence. 5. Don't chase perfection, chase progress. Show up, make mistakes, and keep practicing. Consistency is your superpower. These weren't just tips for me, they became my habits. Day after day, they rewired my brain, boosted my confidence, and turned English into a natural part of my life. And they can do the same for you. If you're watching this right now, thinking, "I'll never be fluent," I want you to stop. That's not true. I used to think that too, but I was wrong. Fluency isn't about having a perfect memory or a natural talent. It's about showing up every day, even for just 20 minutes, and putting in the work. You don't need a fancy course. You don't need to move to an English-speaking country. All you need is a little courage, a few smart strategies, and the willingness to keep going. Do this for 5 months, and I promise, you won't recognize yourself. You'll be speaking with confidence, connecting with people, and opening doors you never thought possible. I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine walking into a room full of people speaking English, and instead of feeling nervous, you feel excited. You jump into the conversation, share your ideas, and make people laugh. You're not translating in your head. You're not worrying about your accent. You're just, you, in English. That's not a dream, it's a result. It's what happens when you commit to these 5 steps and stick with them. I did it, and I'm no different from you. If I can learn English in 5 months, so can you. So here's my challenge to you, start today. Pick one of these lessons, maybe it's watching a Netflix show or downloading a graded reader, and take the first step. Commit to 20 minutes a day, and don't stop. You've got this. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone who's learning English. Let's spread the word and help more people break through their language barriers. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Let's grow together. See you soon.